All right, AP, how'd the day go out there? You know, I think there was a mix of good and bad in there.
Yeah. You know, I'm happy with my riding. Starts weren't there today. I'm gonna go back and do some homework on those and try and get my confidence back. I think I took a big hit when I broke down last week and you know, like I said, I'm really happy with my riding. I just got to get my confidence back and you know, I think I could have picked up a win here, especially with how I was riding the first part of the first moto. It was really good, and I was happy with it. And then you know, to go down in the second moto like that, it kind of hits you. But yeah, I'm stoked on it, and we're gonna come back. I like the next few tracks, so I think we're gonna do some damage.
Well, I haven't talked to you since Redbud, so two things I got to ask you about there. First was, what the heck happened to the visor? Because I've messed with those helmets, and they're hard to knock off.
Your guess is as good as mine, because I thought the visor was on the whole moto. I didn't even find out it was off until I got to the podium, and I threw my helmet down. Like, I just set it down, and they were like, "What happened to your visor?" And I was like, "No, I just set my helmet down. It must have fell off then." And they were like, "No, it was off like 25 minutes of that moto." And I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Like, the one time I'm leading the moto and I got no visor. But no, yeah, it was it was gnarly. I don't even know. My buddies, they sent me a couple pictures and called me Bullet Head, and I was like, "Hey, as long as I'm winning, I don't care."
The other one was for that whole shot. I think it was second moto. That look back over the shoulder, man. Were you just curious how big the whole shot was, or what was the deal?
So I thought somebody was behind me or like beside me. So you can see me like check, and then I go back to look forward, and then my buddy, I was actually talking to him the night before, and he was like, "I better see a fist pump or something." So when I was like halfway back, I thought of him, and then I just kind of turned all the way around, and yeah, it came out sick.
Give it the good long look. Huh?
Yeah. My mechanic, after the moto, he was like, "Next time, just keep your eyes going forward, please." That was good. It was fun.
So what do you think for the second half? What's the plan? You got anything to work on? Looking to change anything?
Yeah, I think maybe try a few things suspension-wise. I'm happy with my bike, but you know, you never know unless you try. We could be leaving something on the table. So I want to try a couple things with the bike, and then obviously I gotta, I don't know, do something to get my confidence back up on the starts, and then you know, just work on that second half of the moto. I'm good, and then that second half comes around and I kind of fade out a little bit. So I got to work on that, see what's going on there, and yeah, I should be back on that podium.
Well, Chase, first moto wasn't bad considering you were laying in the first turn. You ended up pretty far up there.
Yeah, I mean, I made the best of the situation I was dealt with. It was my fault. I got a bad start, and then Kenny went down, and I just ran right over his bike. So no one to blame besides for myself, and just picked myself up and try and get going, and got back to 7th. So that was the best damage control I could do. I was pushing the whole time, and then I kind of emptied the tank a little bit first moto. It was a hard charge for me, and then second moto I got a 10th place start, was happy not to go down in the first corner, and then just kind of clicked some guys off and got myself into third, and had I think Tomac behind me. So I had to push the whole moto, and I was happy that I could have enough in the tank to get on the podium for at least for a moto, and kind of hopefully start trending in the right direction now.
And that's not a bad way to be. You know, you've been working that direction.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the second half of the season I feel like is where you can capitalize the most. Everyone's usually pretty good for 6 races, and then usually starts to taper off a little bit. Obviously, the class is really stacked, so it won't taper off very much, but hopefully I can try and just keep building and hopefully click off some podiums and wins.
Yeah, adrenaline will get you through a few races, and then after a while it starts to really get to be a grind.
Definitely, and I've said multiple times that my motivation and overall just drive has been really good this year, even being on the 450 and my first full season. So yeah, I'm happy with it. I'm excited to go racing again next weekend. So that's always a positive. And I think that's a big help towards the end of the season. If you're still ready to go race, and you can kind of get yourself through it. So yeah, excited for the last 6 rounds.
You a Washougal fan?
Yeah, actually, I was telling somebody this is my first time going to, well, will be the first time going to Washougal on a 450, and I really like the dirt. It's more of an Illinois type dirt, and it's usually pretty, it has some slick spots, but normally it's decently tacky, and yeah, I'm excited to go there and get up horsepower hill with that 450 power, so yeah, I'm excited.
Bring your good chest protector.
Yeah, going home and doing a lot of starts so I can start somewhere near the front, and yeah, hopefully don't have to deal with too much roost.
All right, Justin, I think you had a pair of 14ths today, but wasn't really indicative of how you were riding out there.
Yeah, I mean, I had a better day, not results-wise. Man, I'm so sick of, wow, you know what I mean? Like 14 for 14th, very consistent. You know, if I'm going to hang my hat on anything, I guess we can hang it on that, but damn it, man. Second moto especially, like I got a really good start. I ran third for probably 10, 12 minutes and then just hit the wall bad. No way around it. I hit the wall so bad. And I'm trying to figure it out because I'm working my ass off and I don't know what's going on with that. But hey, man, I guess it's what I got to figure out. And the rest of it, I think I'm okay. I made a lot of big bike changes today. Different stuff, engine-wise, chassis-wise, everything totally different. And after practice, and I was a lot more comfortable going into the motos, but it's been a struggle lately. It's definitely been a struggle. Very frustrating, but hey, what are you gonna do, man? It could always be worse. The sun's shining, it's a beautiful day out. It's all right.
Well, you said you got some new goodies for the engine and helped out on the starts.
Oh yeah, helped out huge on the starts, man. I got a little more pep in the old step on the old engine side of things, which is nice. For me, I'm not much of a guy who like revs the bike a lot and clutches it and does all that. I'd rather put that bad boy in about third gear and just lug it around the track. You know, that's what I like doing. So definitely helped out on that front today, and it helped out so much with the starts, man. Wow, I've been giving the guys a lot of a hard time because, man, for most of my career, I was probably one of the best starters there is. Like ever, and I'm like, dude, guys, come on. So today made some changes, and lo and behold, both motos I started up front. Didn't whole shot, but we got close, baby. We got close, so we're getting there.
Let's see how we do in the next 6.
Yeah, man, we better be doing better in 14th, I'll tell you that. So keep working, man. I don't know.
We'll see you next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, Brandon, I saw you in the hotel this morning. You said you struggle to get to sleep on night before races.
Yeah, I don't even honestly, the last 3 weekends, the Friday nights, I think haven't even honestly slept. Like I just sit there very tired, but I can't I just can't get knock myself out. It's kind of probably bad, but yeah, I don't sleep that well on Friday nights.
We need to figure that out.
Well, I've been taking so many freaking melatonin, this neuro drink. I took Advil PM. I put a nasal strip that makes you go to sleep. It's just not working. It's bad.
Maybe West Coast will be a little better for you next week.
I don't know what it is. Like I go home and I sleep with my girlfriend and on my bed. My bed's amazing, and I fall asleep instantly. I don't know what it is. Maybe she needs to come, or I don't know.
Let's see. How did the day go, and what was it like out there? The track looked great.
Yeah, the track was actually really good. For some reason, the faces of the jumps were a little unnecessary, but dirt-wise, turns down the hills, it was the track was really good. I think every year this track's pretty good, even when it rains. But qualifying went well. I think I was 1 second off of top 5, so that was nice. My speed's definitely getting better, getting used to the bike, and progression's definitely been big lately. But Moto 1, we had a bike problem leading as soon as the 30 car went up, so I missed the gate drop. They were probably in the rollers by the time I took off, and I caught up to 14th, so I thought that was pretty impressive. Kind of after I got into 14th, I kind of just rode it out. Next moto, I think I started 6th from the outside. Got past maybe into 9th, battling with Marvin and them, and then the bike, I hit the rear brake too hard, and I thought the bike like hiccuped, so I kind of like let some people by because I got scared, but which was my fault. The bike ran fine, obviously, but I think I dropped back to like 13th, and then 2 laps to go, made a pass for 12th. So it was actually a really good day. The overall result isn't as good, but riding's great, team's great, so just gonna keep progressing.
Good luck with the sleep, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
All right, Colt. At one point out there today, I thought I was looking at the Oklahoma State championship race going on.
Yeah, I was trying to make it that way. I had a few good laps early in both of the motos, and man, I just completely ran out of steam today, and I don't really have an explanation for it, to be honest. I don't know if I just did a little too much during the week or what, but I was floundering around so bad at the end of both those motos. It was pretty pathetic, but it was just frustrating, man. I had such a good week. We had made progress with the bike, and I was trying to do what I can. I had Jet and Hunter behind me towards the end of that second moto, and I just felt completely helpless. I just was struggling, to say the least. But that's all right. I mean, you have days like that. I'm walking away healthy. I'm happy about that. But man, it's frustrating. After last weekend, I felt like I kind of like got a base built, and I was looking to build on that, and I might have tried to build a little too much during the week and kind of screwed myself for Saturday. So live and learn. We'll probably back it back down a little bit this next week and try to come into Washougal feeling a little better, and hopefully can push all the way through the motos at this next one. But man, it was a tough day for me. I was very disappointed with my performance. So got to work on that a little bit.
Sometimes having a good week like you had at Southwick, it's tough. You're like, all right, now I got to prove it again, and it's tough to do that.
Yeah, it is. It's tough when you finally, like I said, you get a base built, and I was like, okay, it's something to build on, and we go during the week and you're all hyped up, and I had probably the best week I'd had riding, this past week, Tuesday and Wednesday, and just was on it. I feel like I was doing everything right. Then we show up Saturday and I just didn't have much to give. So, just really disappointed, man. I really thought I had a little more in the tank to to be a little better at the end of those motos, and the first moto, right at, I don't remember who I was behind, but right at a little past halfway, I lost my rear brake, and going down those hills without a rear brake is pretty scary. So get to the bottom of, Mount Martin, and you're just trying not to endo, essentially. And then the same thing happened the second moto. Right when I caught Forkner, I was really trying to get by him and, using a lot of energy to try to pass. And one lap came down the hill, and it was just gone again. So that was unfortunate, but, nothing to do with the bike, really. I still could have managed if I could have had a little more energy, and I just didn't. So just disappointed. But overall, like I said, we're healthy. Moved into Washougal, and then a nice little break. So we'll see what we can do with that.
All right, I was talking to Colt a minute ago and told him during one of those motos, I thought it was the Oklahoma State Championship for a minute.
Yeah, no, it was, he caught me a little. He caught me a decent amount in that second moto. And, I didn't want to give it to him, but I did make the decision kind of to just ride and find my flow, where the past couple weekends, any decent start that I've had, I've been overriding at the beginning and falling or making a big mistake or something like that. So I just made the decision that I got a third place start, and I was like, got a lot of fast guys behind me where I haven't been starting mid-pack or whatever, but I was just like, I'm gonna just ride, find my flow. If I get past, I get past. And he did reel me in a little bit, but then I found my flow. Probably 10 to 12 minutes in, found my flow and was able to gap him back and just maintain fourth basically the whole moto. Would have really liked to keep those front guys closer. They kind of got away from me, but that's kind of the decision that I just made for that moto is I was like, I'd rather find my flow than, throw away another good finish and be picking myself up off the ground again. So that was a decision that I made, and it worked out because I ended up fourth, and not exactly where I want to be, obviously, in a bad first moto, but definitely a step in the right direction.
I was going to say, this is a very unlike you kind of outdoor season.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I'm figuring some things out, physically, mentally, trying different things, when you catch an injury bug, kind of like I have over the past couple of years, unfortunately, you gotta, I thought, okay, well, what, I'm not, I don't like just saying, it happens, or, I just have bad luck. I try to look in the mirror and say, okay, what can I change? What can I be better at? And whenever you do that, or whenever you're trying to change things, there's always trial and error. And, I've tried a couple things and they haven't worked, physically, mentally, with my riding, whatever. So just kind of been one of those things where I've had to try stuff, and some of it was worked out, some of it hasn't. But I think I'm finally, obviously the second moto today was a big step in the right direction. Obviously the good start helped, but just good to know that I can still ride up there with those guys. I mean, not like I forgot how to ride a dirt bike, just with my results this year, it was a good reminder, that I can still run up there with those guys. So, yeah, I mean, it's uncharacteristic outdoor season for me, and I don't belong in 10th or 15th where I have been running. Definitely don't belong there, and that's not fun for me. I belong up front, battling for wins, top 3s, top 5s, all that stuff. So was good to get a good result today, and kind of just remind myself that I can still run up there with those guys.
I think at one point during some of the previous Supercross seasons, we were kind of like, hey, you need to learn how to back it down. I guess this is part of that whole process too.
Yeah, exactly. There's, like I said, as much as I've been injured and as much stuff that I've done, obviously you got to find the balance of how to ride fast, but also how to not get hurt. And it's hard to do. It's really hard to do, and some guys never figure it out, and I don't want to be one of those guys. I want to figure it out and quit getting hurt. I'm 22 years old, and I've gone through a lot of stuff, and it hurts getting out of bed sometimes, and that's not what I got a long life ahead of me, so that's something that I want to figure out, and things like that people probably don't really think about or consider, is that we are, we're normal people too. We don't like getting hurt. We don't, we want the results, but you don't like getting hurt. But you got to find the balance of how to get the results without getting hurt. So it's a battle, and it's something that a lot of other guys have had to go through. I'm definitely not the first and not the last. But it's a mental thing. It's a physical thing. It's just trial and error type things. You got to see what works and what doesn't. And unfortunately, more things probably haven't worked than have worked in this process, but I'm figuring it out, and it's clear that second moto showed that I can still run up there with those guys, and that's just part of dirt bike racing.
Right, Hunter, last week was a high with the win in Southwick. How about this week?
It wasn't a high, that's for sure. It's not what we'd call this weekend. It was a 5.5, just missed the mark. So back to the drawing board. We're going to come out swinging next weekend, and I'm fit and healthy to fight, so looking forward to it.
Yeah, we're 4 weeks deep in on a stretch here, and getting to mid-season. Is it hard to maintain a good, peak through the whole thing?
For sure, there's definitely, we monitor it a lot and stuff, and even this week, for example, we'll fly back tomorrow, and then Thursday we'll fly all the way across to Portland. So even that, this week itself, it's a fine line of, getting your training that your body needs and stuff in, and then, not dipping it too low because, the travel takes it out of you. So, yeah, it's definitely a fine line.
Are you Florida-based now or West Coast-based?
Florida. Florida. I'm a native Florida man now. I love it there. It's awesome, and we got a house and everything. I'm setting up there.
I recognize the Florida accent.
Yeah, Florida. I don't know how to do a Florida accent, actually. I don't know. Just lifted trucks and gators and what else? All man-made, airplane stuff and all that crap.
Have you done Washougal? You familiar? Okay, so all new for you.
Yeah, it's a new track, so I'm excited. Looks good. Everyone says it looks beautiful and stuff, but it's really slippery. It looks like there's a lot of grip, so I'm looking forward to it. You obviously, everyone tells you what to expect about a track, but it's never the same as when you're out there yourself. So that one's a new one for me. Unadilla is a new one, so yeah, should be cool.
We'll see you out there.
Sounds good. Thanks.